guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be one of those videos that could be just a little bit controversial. And we're talking about morning rituals and what it takes to be successful as a real estate entrepreneur. And here's the thing. When you have successful, confident people and they believe in themselves and they believe in how they run their business, they're going to argue to the day they die that their way is right, and they don't have the ability to be mature enough to look outside their own perspective on life and think that there may be other ways at viewing business success. And so we're gonna go over something here real quick because, as you know, it is literally absolutely impossible for you to be successful in real estate unless you wake up very, very early, right? You all know this. You can't be successful unless you get up at least at 5 or 6 a.m. If you cannot conquer the world before 9 a.m., before your competition wakes up, how are you gonna be successful? If you do not get up early and become one of those morning soldiers or morning warriors, right, you're never gonna make it. How many people have told you this, right? You got great books out there like The Miracle Morning or Morning Miracle. I'm sure there's a lot of them out there, but guys, let's slow down and take a step back here because I wanna go over something that's incredibly important. You 100% do not have to wake up early to be successful as an entrepreneur. And a lot of you are gonna be like, whoa, wait, where's he going with this? Because in the beginning of starting my businesses, I bought into all this hook, line, and sinker, and it about broke me and about destroyed me because I thought that I had to wake up very, very early, get a lot of work in just to be successful. I was heavy into the self-development, reading books, podcasts, and I know this works for a lot of you and it aligns with your body's chemistry and the way that you operate on your own individual level. But man, I'm telling you what, it about destroyed me because what happened to me was I believed it and I thought I had to get up super early to conquer the world. And as time went on, and as I progressed in my business, I got burnt out, my energy levels dropped. It was tough to work past 3 or 4 p.m., and it was really burning me out, and I about quit the business. It was really the closest I ever came to quitting was trying to maintain this morning schedule. I'm not a morning warrior, I'm a night owl, right? So let's look at this here real quick. You either need to stay up late or wake up early. It is not you just have to wake up early to be successful in real estate, which a lot of people will tell you. And I know many, many serious entrepreneurs that do not wake up before 10 a.m. Myself, I wake up between, maybe 8:45 and 9:30 every day, sometimes a little bit later. And it drives people in real estate nuts because I'm very active in this business. I have a lot of working relationships and they can't get a hold of me at 7 in the morning. And it freaks them out because they can never reach me and they're always getting upset. I can never reach you at this early. And I'm like, look, I can never reach you at 1 a.m. So what's your point? Here's why you have to wake up early or stay up late. During the heart of the day, that main time frame when everybody's active and out there working, everybody's contacting each other through email, through text message, through phone calls. If you're not waking up early or staying up late, you're never gonna have those high hours of production that you can slow down and focus and kind of audit your day and kind of look over what you've been doing, kind of plan for the next day. So during those hours late at night or early in the morning, this is your time as the business entrepreneur to kind of schedule out your business horizon, to figure out where you're going, what your goals are, where you need to focus your time, how to structure your week. And this is very, very important. You need that alone time with nobody distracting you, right? But the truth is, I've built multiple successful businesses and I've done it by not waking up early. And this is gonna help a lot of you out there who feel like I felt, which was this having to have this commitment to being an early morning riser, and it's just not the case, guys. So if you do not align with this sleep schedule, don't force yourself to be someone who you are not. Do what's good for you, understand your body, understand your own sleep schedule, and do what's right, right? So let's look at this a little bit closer. It's not if you're a night owl or morning warrior. All that matters is this. Number 2, the number of total hours worked in a day or in a week or in a year. And really, it's not just the number of total hours worked, but the total hours of highly concentrated focus work. Because just sitting there at your desk is not working. A lot of people pretend that they're working. So when they're at a job, they get paid for showing up for time. When you're at a business and you're an entrepreneur, you get paid for creating value to the marketplace. So if you're not actually doing something that creates value, you're not getting paid for it. You're not just getting paid to show up like people do at a job. And this is why so many people coming from the corporate world or the job world try to jump into becoming an entrepreneur and running a business and they fail because they're used to doing basically the least amount possible to get that check and keep their job. So you need to be working focused hours of work. So it doesn't matter if you're working 100 hours a week, getting up at 5 a.m. and working till later in the afternoon, or getting up at 10 a.m. and working till later in the night, guys. It's about the total hours of production, not when you're waking up. Now, let's take it to the next step. Everybody's talking about morning rituals and habits that they have. I believe in morning rituals. I believe in morning habits. I just believe at doing them in the morning, but that's relative to the time you wake up, if that makes sense. So I'm still doing morning rituals. Like when I wake up, I chug a bunch of water. I'm trying to hydrate my body to prepare myself for the day. I get inverted. I do some type of inversion. I use one of those teeter hang-ups, right, guys? You know what those are. I'm inverting myself to get blood flow through my body into my brain. You can do it sitting on a chair or on your sofa. You know, you don't have to do this, guys, but a lot of people do. But I believe in having habits and rituals because that's how we succeed and that's how we change who we are. So if you want to look yourself in the mirror right now, or at night, look yourself in the mirror and say, would I follow me? And if you say I would or I wouldn't, that's how you know how many skill sets you have to create for yourself. Because if your answer is no, I wouldn't follow myself, I wouldn't follow myself into battle, you don't have enough skill sets to be a leader in the entrepreneur world, in the marketplace. So you need to create those skill sets. So how do we do that? We create skill sets through repetition, right? Through reading the books over and over and over, through listening to the YouTube channel, the podcasts, right? We go out there and obtain these skills. So let's look at how we learn, right? You can learn through street justice and failing forward, which most of us do, which is the least intelligent way to do it, or you can learn from wisdom. And by meaning that is by watching a channel like this or reading a book. So let's look how powerful a book is, right? A book is literally what someone spent decades of their life learning all those hard lessons on the street and failing forward, costing them hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars. And they've consolidated all their entire life into one short book that you can read in a few hours. That is how smart people do it. They read books. They're learning from wisdom, right? You have to learn from other people's mistakes to shorten your time schedule on how long it's going to take you to be successful. So if you want to do it in 2 years and not 10 years, learn from people and learn from their mistakes. So let's talk about affirmations and mantras and vision boards here a second, guys, because this is very important as well. A lot of high entrepreneurs do this, but let's take a step back real quick. You're going to have to create what we call a six-pack of the mind, or a six-pack of value to the marketplace. So we all know that if you work out, physically work out, and put in repetitions, you're going to see the changes in your body. And it doesn't correlate to a lot of people to see this with the changes in their mind and their intelligence and their knowledge and their self-development, because they can't physically see it. But when you go and you lose 20 pounds, you physically see the progression in your body, which motivates you to keep going. When you're reading books and you're gaining knowledge and wisdom, it's a lot harder to track that because you can't just see it physically. Now, if you look at the way repetition works, this is how our bodies and our minds change. So I couldn't always bench press almost 400 pounds, right? It took me years of hitting the gym many, many times over to get to that point where I could lift that type of weight. If you can't hold up success, you're not going to be successful. If you are not a millionaire, as your core values as a millionaire should be, you're not going to maintain and keep that money. So you see this happen with people that win the lottery. You see this happen with athletes that hit a big salary really quick. They're not really a millionaire as far as a millionaire is, if that makes sense. They got a brief time in their life period where millions of dollars came into their possession, but then they squander it because they didn't create the skill sets to create that cash flow or that money that's actually being what we would consider a millionaire, if that makes sense, guys. Okay, so what is an affirmation? These are repetitive statements of positivity or progression that we repeat to ourselves on a daily basis. Some do it internally, some people listen to affirmations, some people speak them into existence out into the physical environment, taking them from the internal mindset out into the external world, and they say, I'm going to manifest my future, right? So what would that be? Something like, I'm healthy, wealthy, proud, and happy every day. I'm generous with my emotions, time, and money. That is one of many affirmations I say. Right? So I have hundreds of these that I repeat daily to myself, usually in the morning when I wake up or in the evening before I go to bed. Affirmations are very, very powerful. I have affirmation tape I listen to before I go to sleep every single night. Mantra. Guys, we all know what a mantra is. If you don't have a way to, or a code or a direction that you live your life, you're going to be lost, right? Create a mantra for yourself, understand it, believe in it, and change your core values. Vision boards. If you don't know what a vision board is, guys, go check out some other YouTube videos on what this is. So we want to see our future in front of us every single day. We want to paint the picture defined, very defined of what we want. We don't just say, I want to have a Lamborghini. We say, I want to have a red and black Lamborghini 2019 Hurricane, you know, and I want to buy it brand new, and I want to live in this neighborhood, this house, this many square feet, and I want to do it by X date. So we place our goals, we put them on pen and paper, we put the pictures of what we want to visualize, of what we want to have, and a date to achieve it by, because that forces us to work harder to get there, right? And if you guys want to look into some great YouTube channels that talk about how our conscious and subconscious mind works and how these types of strategies, you know, you got Jim Rohn out there, obviously, is one of the greatest leaders we've had in our history. Bob Proctor, you know, Les Brown, John Maxwell, Zig Ziglar. A lot of these guys are going to help change your life, guys. So go research and start plugging around and see what you can find out there. The last thing is, guys, you got to have written goals. And the reason why we write our goals down daily is it keeps our goals and keeps our dreams of the future in the present moment where we focus on them daily. So as you write something down, you cannot possibly be writing it down without having that thought at the same moment. But we want to take them out of the internal mindset and put it into the external world to make them real. And in a short video, I can't really go too deep into all this, guys, but I think you understand. Long point short, or you get what I'm saying, we don't need to wake up in the morning to be successful. We just need to put in consistent long hours over a sustained long period of time. Many, many years, guys. And also we have to understand to be patient. It's not going to happen overnight. It takes most serious entrepreneurs about 5 to 7 years to create financial freedom through single family investing, which is what I've seen around the country talking to a lot of them. That's how long it took them. So if you're not willing to be patient and work hard for another year or 2 years or 3 years to let this kind of play out, it's going to be very, very tough for you, right? So you need to work on some type of active income strategy, flipping houses, wholesaling houses, having a job, being a real estate agent, listing houses, and that would be your job. You're working on that to keep the money coming in to cover your expenses of living your life. But over here, working for your passive income or residual income is your future. That is what you're really working for to set you free. So this covers your day-to-day lifestyle and the cost to run your business. This over here is what's going to give you the life that you've always wanted. I hope this video helped, guys. So if you're one of those night owls, don't feel obligated or feel like you have this pressure to somehow adjust what you've been doing your entire life to this new time schedule, because you're not going to acclimate very easy, and it's going to be very, very tough. And it really hurt me in my business early on trying to do this because everybody told me that I had to. You just simply don't. Myself, many of my friends are not morning warriors, and they're highly, highly successful real estate entrepreneurs. Guys, I hope you liked the video. Subscribe below. Like this video if you did. If you have something as far as an opposing opinion on this, go ahead and comment below, guys. I'd like to hear your take on it, but it's just not the case. And that's my opinion on this, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good day.